Hi everyone. I'm going to show you how to import the template that we're going to be using for our weekly modules for each of our courses. Once you've created your course, you're going to go to Settings at the bottom left, and over on the right we want to import course content. Now this course content comes from the download that I emailed out to everyone. We don't have an application on our computers to be able to open that download, but we're going to import this into Canvas and it will populate. So under Content Type, I will select Canvas Course Export Package. I'm going to choose the file that I downloaded from the email that was sent out. It's called Adapting to Online Export. So you can access it by clicking on Downloads, unless you saved it to your computer somewhere. We want to open that file, select All Content, and then Import. So this importing will take just a moment. It'll show me that it's running, and it'll show me when it's completed. Once this import is completed, you can then go to the Modules tab, which for me it's down here. Yours may be in a different order, and that's fine. So I'm going to click on Modules, and it will show me the modules that were imported from that download. There's a Welcome to Your Virtual Classroom module, which you will get more instruction on what to set up in each of these pages, just for student orientation and welcome to Canvas. This next module is what I want to focus on. You'll see week of, date to date. We're going to end up duplicating this module, but before we do so, we're going to do some editing on each of these pages. Your weekly overview and to-do list is just that. At the beginning of the week, we'd like you to edit this page by clicking on it and giving the students an introduction to what they're doing for the week. Okay? You'll notice that there's a to-do list here for Monday through Friday. You may put in here student objectives. You can put in here the student tasks and or assignments that students will be completing each day. Okay? Going back to modules, I'll notice that each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looks almost exactly the same. Each day starts off with a learning resource page, and under that learning resource page you will provide an introduction to that day's task, activity, or learning. Okay? This is just an introduction. So if you have students reading a poem and analyzing it, you would state it on the Learning Resources page. You would provide students with any websites or other resources they may need, any materials they may need to complete the task, and any websites or logins that they'll need as well. Any tab or page that says Offline Practice, we are going to edit that by clicking on the three dots on the right and clicking Edit. And we're going to change this to become Monday's Asynchronous Practice. Any day that says Offline Practice will now become Asynchronous Practice. Okay, so I'm going to go through and change each of my daily offline practices to asynchronous. Now, asynchronous practice is where students will receive all of their learning. It is where you will put notes, videos, anything that students will need in order to learn the content for that specific day. Now, you may say, well, I need more than one page in order to allow students to get all of the information that they need. And that's fine. You certainly may, whoops, I can't spell. You certainly may add a different page or an additional page to each of your asynchronous practices if you feel the need for students to have access in that manner. Okay? Now, every day that says online practice, this will be edited and changed to synchronous classroom. Okay? That is where students will access the link for a synchronous class for your class in particular. You may not have a synchronous class for every course, every day, but we ask that you keep the page here. Whoops, that did not save classroom. We ask that you keep the page here for each day. If you do not have a synchronous class on the given day, you're going to edit that page, the page itself, to just state there is no synchronous class for today. Okay, so now you'll notice that every day has a learning resource, every day has an asynchronous practice, and every day has a synchronous classroom. You need to make those edits before you do anything else. You may also notice that on Monday there's an individual assignment, Tuesdays there's a discussion group, Wednesday there is an individual assignment, Thursday there's a group discussion. You're not bound to that pattern. You can edit that page or remove that page if you won't have an individual assignment on that day. Okay? You can create a page to where there's an individual assignment every day, a group discussion every day. You could have the individual assignment just appear at the end of the week. That is where you have freedom in this template. We ask that you keep the learning resources, the asynchronous practice, and the synchronous classroom consistent for every day and every week. Okay? Now that I have this template set up the way that I need it for each week, I'm going to duplicate this module. To do so, in the header, I'll click the three dots on the right, and all I need to do is click Duplicate. That will populate a duplicate module below. Okay? For this one, I would edit it for the first week of school. The date is August 17th through the 21st. Okay? And then you can title it Unit 1. Let's say that you're studying Newton's laws of motion. Okay? Maybe that's what Unit 1 is for you. Maybe Unit 1 is on poetry. We just ask that you give the week a title so that students know exactly what they're working on. Okay? I'm going to update that module so I know that week. Okay? Now, in my duplicate, you'll notice that it has weekly overview and to-do list copy. It has added the word copy to each of these pages because if that word is not there, it is the same as the module before it, and each page needs an identifier that's not the same as one before it. Now, if I'm ready to do another template of the next week, I would need to make a copy of this template. Once I duplicate it, it provides copy to in each of the names. You can edit either one of these templates as the next week. Okay, so I'm going to keep this one since it's already in the space after this module. When you edit, I'll include the date, week of August. Make sure that my dates are going to be correct. I think it's the 24th. Yes, 24th through the 28th. August 24th through the 28th. Maybe I am still in Unit 1. Oops, I got to spell correctly. On Newton's laws of motion. Okay. Now, when I edit each of these pages, okay, this is technically week 2. This would be week 1. This is technically week 2. So on every page, I want to go and get rid of the word copy and include week 2. This will differentiate the pages in order for me to know which one is which. So I'm going to go through each of these and change the word copy to week 2. The week following this, instead of week 2, I would enter week 3, okay? And it automatically saves once you hit update. We want these identifiers. I'm going to leave these here and not edit anymore because I'm going to go and show you what happens. When I go to Pages, this is a list of all of the pages that are in my course. Scrolling down to Monday, I have Monday's asynchronous practice, Monday's asynchronous practice copy 2, Monday's asynchronous practice week 2. Okay? For some reason, copy 2 is because I changed the copy, not copy 2. This could become week 3. All right? So notice if I had just left it as Monday's asynchronous practice, I would not be able to differentiate between those two pages. You need to title them differently. So that's why I added week 2 on each of those. You can edit each of these pages from the Pages function here, or you can edit it from the Modules tab as well. Let's say I wanted to add something here under Learning Resources. I would click on that page, click Edit. Note that there's a title for Introduction, there's a title for Main Point Heading, Supporting Points Heading, and Additional Resources. You can use any of these formatting options that you would like. I haven't actually watched this video, so I'm not exactly sure what it's on. And obviously this is not English, so you need to get rid of all of that as well. Okay, this is an introduction to Monday's learning and exactly what they're going to need to be doing, so you'll populate that information here. You'll get rid of as much as you want to. Of course, you don't want any of the directions listed there for the students that are there for you. You need to take all of that out, but you could leave that title if you want to. You can start over from scratch if you'd like as well and be as creative as you can be here on this page. We just ask that you keep the page itself. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.